Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode of Fictional Character Motivation. I'm your host, Quan, and today we'll be going over the movie Real Steel on doing things for more than the money. Hope everybody's doing well, and here we go. So, Real Steel came out in 2011. Charlie Keaton used to be a prize fighter but lost his chance to win a title when heavy, towering robots took over the boxing ring. Now, working as a small time promoter, Charlie pieces together scrap metal into low end fighters, barely earning enough to make it from one underground venue to the next. After hitting rock bottom, Charlie reluctantly teams with his estranged son, Max, to build and train a championship robot for a last shot at redemption. To me, this was a fun movie that hit the heart. We see Charlie. We see Charlie passionate about getting a bot so he can try to make some money. But later on in the movie, we see what we see what he was really passionate about, which is boxing. From hearing the famous story from his girlfriend to him losing a bet to his son and him trying to shadow train the robot and boxing skill to seeing it being emulated and to seeing his boxing skills being emulated and completely shadowed being copied by his robot in the last fight. We see the passion, the determination, and the joy of him being in the ring and dishing it out. Along the way, we also see his love for his son grow to heart grow to a heartwarming ending as well. We see him go from doing something for the money to do something he feels passion towards, to do something he cares about, to do something he has love for. Now, I'm not saying drop everything if your job is just good money. Sometimes we need that. Sometimes good money needs to happen. But what I am saying is it's got to be for more than just that. In from certain online articles, and if you do the research, there's actually been research that has shown that money is a good motivator, but people will work harder at that job if they feel passionate about it, if they feel a purpose for it, if they feel like this is something that I need to do, or this is something that is a good thing to do. If they feel that they're good at it, pretty much matching skills, gifts, combining with certain job position or a certain job sector, or if they feel good doing it, you know, if they just get a sense of like each time they leave each time they leave the environment, they feel tired, but they feel awesome. Or in some cases, they almost feel quite the opposite. They feel good and they feel energized. Like they feel like, oh, I can go at that maybe a little bit longer. I can do that a couple more hours. I can almost do that all day. That kind of feeling. Um, and there's, and I want to say pretty much on this journey called life, you will find some things that will connect with you that encourages you to go in that sector, and you'll find things that that when you do this, it's it's little signs that kind of go like, it's an all right thing to do. But I'm telling you, of all the things, try to find things that you will enjoy. Try to find things that will interest you. Try to find things that'll give you passion, that'll give you purpose, that'll make you feel good or that you feel good doing it. Because those things will help stretch you out from afar, far more than money can. And eventually, if you do that hard enough, you will get noticed and possibly the money will come to you. And I speak from experience. I'll give you pretty much the three experiences of my jobs that kind of awakened me to the current career path that I'm on right now. So, as some of you know, I've mentioned before that I'm a fitness trainer, that I train in martial arts. So, the first job that okayed me, that told me that this was the way, is actually my short stint in a job called Nine Rounds. If you don't know what Nine Rounds is a small little kickboxing fitness gym. And in the beginning, I was pretty much going in there and I was like getting all the training, and pretty much while learning how to train, I pretty much felt a passion for it. I felt a passion for encouraging people. I felt a passion for teaching people how to kick, how to punch, how to work out and stuff. And that pretty much reconnected that 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 pretty much connected me with like I really like doing this. I really do. Like it's it's one of those few jobs that I love. It's one of those few jobs where like when I went to work, I was looking forward to going to work. And at some point in time, they cut me due to schedule difficulties, as they would call it. But that was one of those jobs to where I was engaged, to where I was like going forward. I was happy to be there. And that's one of the first. That's one of the few jobs that I actually got slightly emotional over. Like I didn't just have a rage quit, but they pretty much sent me an email, and I almost had like why? Like I was doing this. I told them I was gonna do this, and I was like so passionate for it. I had so many ideas. I had so many plans of going for that job. But then, as the saying goes, when one door closes, another one opens. And during that time, I went back to warehouse work, since warehouse work was the steady, noble. It was the job that always pays the bills. But I didn't really connect with warehouse work. I connected with some of the people there, but I never really connected with warehouse work. And one uh, warehouse job that kind of shows how much I didn't connect with warehouse work is when I worked at a job called McLean's. It's a very high pace, high paying warehouse. And I got there on time. I got there pretty much at a good spot. But through the 3 to 4 months that I was there, it was high. I want to say it was like high work season um, for my warehouse workers who know what that means. It's pretty much during the holiday season. But during that holiday season, I literally um, had days to where I worked from 12 to I worked 12 to 18-hour shifts. And some of those days were like back to back. Like I worked one 18-hour shift and it's like, okay, I'm going to see everyone here tomorrow at this time. And it was like midnight. I'm like, so crap, I literally have enough time to go get something to eat, go home, sleep for 4 hours, and then get back here. And they were strict on time. If you only had like probably 2 or 3 chances to get late, if you got 2 or 3 times late that around that time, you were cut. And pretty much, even though through all that craziness, and all although through all that high paying time and whatnot, um, during early January, they let me go because I wasn't making the numbers. And it was like a day, I still remember this day. day I was like on a hustle. The day it was like everything finally connected. And then it's like, hey, we got to see you in the office. And when they saw me in the office, they told me that they saw my efforts, but it wasn't high enough, and they have to let me go. But I didn't really feel bad. In fact, the story that I like to tell is my reaction, which is as I walk into my car, as I'm getting in there, about to head home, the first thought that literally popped in my head was, I can do something this Friday. Because for the last 2 months, I couldn't do anything. I didn't have any energy. Like I tried to go after certain things. I can only go for things for a short amount of time, but I couldn't even do my martial arts training. That's how much time they got from me during those high paced months. Is like I like y'all know I love martial arts. For those 2 to 3 months, I barely did any martial arts classes. That's how much time they that I had to dedicate to this job. And when it ended, there was no, oh my God, what I'm going to do with the next job. I literally thought in my head, I could possibly do something this Friday, and that's always a that is I want to say that is a that's a telling sign as to what you really think about the job is with all the high pay, with all the schedule. If you imagined if if you were cut off today, how would you feel? Regret or joy? Would you feel like, oh no, would you start to cry like I did with 9 rounds? Or would you almost feel like a weight just lifted off your shoulder, like from that warehouse job, and be like, I can do stuff today. I can do stuff this week. You know? Think about that. Because that's always a telling sign. That's definitely a telling sign. Like, always listen to your feelings. Even when you're in the heat of all that emotion, all that work, all that stuff going on. Imagine if you got cut from that job today. What would you feel? Would you feel sad? Would you feel happy? And go by that. Because because by whatever those emotions are, odds are that's how you really feel about the job. Think about it. That's how you really feel dedicated to that job. Think about it. And just let everybody know, I did find my happy connection, my happy job so far. Knock on wood. I'm doing pretty much personal training on the side because I love to train people, like from 9 rounds. I'm also teaching people martial arts at this one dojo because I love teaching people. I'm actually uh, teaching kids and adults. So, and I also have an affinity for kids, but that's also due to another side gig that I was doing that I actually taught kids a little bit of parkour, which was pretty nice. And on between those two gigs, I also have another gig to where I am a food delivery person that balances out my income, but I actually like the job because it makes me feel like the transporter of food, Jason Statham. I pretty much put on my tunes, I go in there, I don't have to wear a suit, but I feel like this is my best dress. I go in there, it's like, I'm here to get this food, I'm here to deliver this. But you know me, I don't just go in there, it's like all cool and whatnot. If you know me, I'm going like, hey, how's it going? How you doing today? I'm actually here to get this, this, and this. I'm like, all right, appreciate you. Thank you. You have a good day. That's how I usually am. And you can ask most people. I even got some. I mean, got some condolences as being one of the nicest delivery drivers, one of the, one of the nicest and friendliest delivery drivers that anyone has ever met. From that one person said to me. But keep that in mind. That don't just do it for the money. Have a connection with it. Do um, do something that makes you feel something, makes you feel purpose, makes you feel passion. Remember, even though I'm listing these four things, you can feel if you feel all four things, that's almost the jackpot job for you. Think about that. Like teaching people martial arts and training people, that's the jackpot for me. Like I feel purpose. I feel passionate about it. I feel good each time I do it. And I'm good at it. And I'm still growing my skills as being good at it. Like I've taught people how to roll when they thought they couldn't, or they had the body structure of they could not. I've taught people how to, do pretty much certain exercises that they deemed were hard, and now they're just like pumping it out with 50 pounds. It's I love it. I love improving people. I love instructing people. I love training people. I love taking people to that level to where they want to be, which encourages me as to why I love doing this. Is that I pretty much glean from movies. I see what I can take to help improve y'all, and I try to apply it as best as I can. And with that being said, that is the end of it today. As usual, if you feel a connection with this, please let me know. Like this video or podcast, follow this channel or podcast. Please let me know what you think. Please show some love. I'm trying to do this for the good of y'all. As usual, hope everyone's doing awesome. And as always, deuces.